All right, y'all. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nika, and with the review from this past Sunday night's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. For some of y'all that's been rocking with me a minute, child, y'all recognize the ambiance of where we is right now. This is an old throwback, honey, just for the old heads that's been with me for a minute, and this is where it all started at right here, okay? So I decided I wanted to come on and do a review. I know it's late. I apologize for that, guys, but you know how it is, honey. Okay, I'm here. So let's get into the review, honey. And then we're gonna I give you some announcements toward the end. But let's get into it now. Let's go back down to Athens, Greece. Let's go on there down there to the Athens, Greece, honey. Portia playing with, her little adorable baby PJ and whatnot. You got Cynthia, Tanya, and Nene in the room talking. Candy and Kenya outside taking photos. Marlo doing what I would have been doing, child, trying to get that mug beat up real good, get it all together real nice. You know what I mean? So that's what she was doing. And now Candy doing her job. Candy doing her job because Candy is sitting there trying to talk to Kenya about having a conversation with Nene, right? But she wasn't ready to do that. She said she just want to enjoy the vacation. And I said, okay, I can understand that as well, because you don't be wanting to, when you trying to go on vacation, you trying to have yourself a good damn time. You ain't trying to be harassed and bothered with nobody talking about, some stuff that could possibly get you in your feelings and have you feeling some kind of way. You want to have a good time with the people that you supposed to be having time with. That's what your ultimate goal is to do, right? So she said she don't want to talk about it. Now up in with Tanya, Cynthia, and Nene, they out there by the rocks now in the water taking photos, child. While Candy is informing Kenya that they going to this restaurant that's like 100 feet in the air and swearing her to secrecy because see Nene don't like heights, and if Nene get any inkling that they going up on 100 feet in the air to have lunch, she gonna bail out. So she's swearing her to secrecy. So we see Nene and the girls get ready and board the party bus. Candy announced that she's going to be having her baby shower, which was last October, okay? And they all invited. She let them know it's co-ed and that, they can bring their spouses or significant others. She also lets them know that she's going to invite Shadina, the surrogate. Now, Marlo thinks that she shouldn't stay connected to the woman. Hell, Candy said the woman does, some kind of office type of office management. And she was thinking about, since the woman did offer her services that after the baby, she was thinking about hiring her. Well, the girls don't feel that that's a good idea. And I basically feel like this, as long as she ain't trying to interfere in the raising of the baby, as long as she understands that you had this baby, your body was used as a host for this child to come. This don't mean that you just gonna take over and be involved like that. As long as there are boundaries set and everybody is on one accord on how they're supposed to work, I don't see a problem with Candy continuing a relationship with the woman, because after all, the woman is doing her a big service. And if they get along, what's the problem? I know that there are concerned people who be like, well, after she had a baby, maybe you should distance yourself from her because you don't want her to get the wrong impression. Well, if she ain't getting the wrong impression and they got something in common and she has a service that she's offering to Candy that could put money in her pocket, what's the problem? I said, long as they don't get to intermingling to the point where this woman feel like she got some say so, I don't see no problem with it anyway. Then we moved to Cynthia and her irregular periods. That conversation came up because Cynthia said she wouldn't probably mind maybe having another kid. I don't know what makes Cynthia want to have a baby in her 50s, but okay. I was hollering when Nene said, Cynthia having a baby, who eggs she gonna use? That's the same question I asked. Girl, your periods irregular because they about to stop, which means your eggs ain't powdered yet, but girl, girl, it's getting close. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, now we get to the construction site that the restaurant sits on, and it's clear it's up in the air, and Nene is nervous. She giggling, but she agrees to try to have her lunch up there in the air. So we get her. Everybody sitting at the table as they're being lifted up, and Marlo says that's the closest some of these women gonna get to heaven. I said, you know what? That's the one thing I enjoy about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. If they don't give me nothing else, they give me some shade. Bitch, I love me a shady bitch. I ain't lying. Now, not overly shady like the bitch we finna talk about, but I enjoy a good shade every now and again. Okay. Now, and once we get up here in these heights, Kenya starts to question Cynthia down about her knowledge of wines and, what wine would be best served with, what particular meals and, what wines would not be best served with those particular meals because they will, kind of overpower the flavor of the food and make it a bad experience. Cynthia don't have that expanse knowledge of the situation. Hell, I'm a chef and I don't always know the correct answers to certain things, but that does not mean that I'm not qualified, just like it don't mean that Cynthia not qualified. And the way I felt about it was she was pushing. Now, to me, you trying to basically, y'all filming. So why would you try to put her on Front Street like that and embarrass her on national TV? Because she may not know some of the questions that you are asking. I'm sure plenty of wineries that around this country, they got people in there that don't know all the answers to every question. She ain't no damn expert like that. She expert enough to be able to sell the shit and know a little about it. But just going into depths with that was not necessary. And I felt like Kenya was trying to put Cynthia on Front Street and make her look dumb in that moment. And I didn't have an appreciation for that. Them wine questions basically just making her look dumb. Like she ain't got no knowledge of the industry that she is in. Who does that? She even said that she's in the hair care business and she's very knowledgeable about the business itself. Now, I don't understand why she came for Cynthia that hard. That wasn't cool to me. Whatever. All the girls did agree that Cynthia was read down by Kenya at that table, but Cynthia seems to feel otherwise. She didn't receive it as shade. I said, I don't know why. Now, after lunch, the ladies head to shopping. They head to this marketplace area, and we see, the sights of Athens, and it's beautiful. After this Rona situation, this may actually be on a bucket list of a place I would like to actually visit before my time on this side of creation is up. Only thing I ain't care for was all them damn cats. It's too many pussies in Greece for me. I'm not a connoisseur or a lover of the pussies. So I don't need them around, okay? It's too many of them, honey. Too many of them, in my opinion. Anyway, they settle into this place that smashes plates. It's a Greek tradition that says that, the loud noise drives out evil spirits. So they all take part on smashing of the plates. They smash plates according to the passion in their life. And Kenya says she enjoyed releasing all of that stress after everything that's going on right now between her and Mark. So then they go shopping for clothes and memorabilia. And Kenya starts looking for Cynthia immediately, talking about she found a place that sell wine. So you constantly picking at her about wine. I don't understand that. You done already kind of embarrassed her. Why y'all filming at the table by asking her questions you knew she probably had no knowledge of? And for her, in her defense, she ain't got to know all that shit to be able to sell me a bottle of wine, okay? So you done already embarrassed her, but you constantly looking for her. talking about you done found this place where you can buy some wine, and she may want to get some to take back to her winery. Portia and Tanya ends up in this shop looking at jewelry, and they speaking to the sales lady that tells them about this particular bracelet. And I believe it's supposed to, the eye on the jewelry is supposed to ward off negative energies and spirits. And they suggested getting Cynthia one, because since Portia say Kenya is dead set on making her seem unknowledgeable about an industry that she's in, and that could be damaging to Cynthia's brand, and she didn't have an appreciation for it. So she wanted to give her something to kind of, uplift her and to kind of get the negativity away from her. Kenya does find Cynthia and starts asking if she wanted to purchase some wines. They're just not letting it go. Just not letting it go. Now, in the confessional, the producers asked Kenya if she didn't like Tanya talking about her wig, situation. Why is she so pressing? Why is she pressing on Cynthia so hard? She said that was different. Now, this beautiful bitch got me all the way fucked up, and I'm finna tell you how she is. It is the same, bitch. You got naturally beautiful hair, but you have a wig that you have put up on your head, and you felt some kind of way because you sell natural hair care products that by putting that wig into play, it could make people question your authenticity of owning this, of being a natural hair care expert, because you actually have something growing outside of your roots. You felt like she was trying to comfort you, Tanya, when she did tell the girls about that. And this is the same thing you doing toward Kenya, because you toward Cynthia, because you coming for her brand. Selling that wine is a part of her brand, bitch. You don't understand that when you talk to her or make her seem like she's dumb, it kind of does make it look as if she may not know about the business that she's in, thus making people not trust her damn opinions on when selecting fine wines. You don't see how that could possibly interfere with her business, bitch. I don't know how you did not fucking understand that, but you seem to not understand that. And then you gonna say, if they don't stop asking you those questions, that you were going to walk away from the confessionals. And I want to see you do it, bitch. Because if you walk away from them confessionals, your check gonna run away just like your husband did, bitch. Kenya, I have always stood for you in everything you did. I tried to make excuses for you. I done said that people misunderstood you. But in this moment, in this space, in this time, you are very bitter. And it's showing in how you treating the people around you who is supposed to be there to support you. And Cynthia has always supported you in your fuck shit. So I don't understand why you came for her at that table, or why you pressing the issue now. But what you are proving is misery loves company, bitch, because you want company. You a miserable bitch. That man done ran off and left your dumb ass. You got to hold your face together once again, and here you are. Instead of you learning from this experience and being a better person, you being a bitter bitch, and you want to bring Cynthia down because you can't stand the fact your friend is happy right now. You are awful motherfucker for that, and I said that. Now, she claims she only trying to help Cynthia, and what she don't know, she'll teach. Well, bitch, you didn't got to do it on publicly. You ain't got to do it where the thousands and millions of us every week watch this show. You ain't got to put her on Front Street. If you felt like she needed to know something, that's the time you pull your friend to the side and have a conversation with her in private, not embarrass her on national TV and make her look like she don't know a damn thing. See, that's where you got it twisted, bitch. You wouldn't want nobody fronting you, don't front her. Girl, and Cynthia, fight back, bitch. Stop being so goddamn weak. You went from being a towel holder to now your ass over here say you got some strength about yourself. You can't be this dumb to not realize this girl is shading you down in these Greeks, okay? Down here to the Athens Greeks, making you look like you just a fool. And you ain't doing nothing about it. But anyway, the girls arrive back at their casa after a long day. Tanya and Portia present Cynthia with their bracelet they bought, and they have one themselves, and they explain that they bought it because of the constant shade Cynthia had to endure at their table. As Portia said, Kenya goes bananas if you say anything negative about her brand. So why she felt it was necessary for her to try to make Cynthia look bad, thus damaging her brand. Okay. Of course, Cynthia, she talking about she know Kenya and she took it as Kenya was joking. She didn't take no offense. She says that she gets Kenya's sense of humor sometimes. However, they explained it further, telling her that if that was shade that you had sent at her way about anything dealing with her, she wouldn't have been able to be consoled. She would have came at you with everything. And that made Cynthia start to thinking about what that girl had said. They warned her not to allow the Nene effect to happen with her in Kenya. And she received it and said that she kind of give Kenya a pass because of what she's going through. Never would she ever let Kenya just be unnecessarily mean to her. You just did, bitch, up in the air. You just did at the marketplace. Next morning, the ladies awake and prepare to go on a wine tour, and Cynthia got all eyes, all them accessories, baby. She trying to keep all the negative hater energy away and block the haters. And she said, "Hi, Kenya," or whatever. On the way to the situation, they talk about matters, relationships. They asked Marlo what is it that she's actually looking for in a man that does not have to do with his finances. And basically, she ain't looking for nothing else. She want a man that's already self-made, got himself together, so that all she got to do is be cute, keep it clean, give him a little head on holidays and weekends, and be done with it. That's what she want. Candy tried to tell her, look here. When I first met Todd, he was in that thousandaire range. But see, he was smart and he was ambitious. And I knew that if I get with him, his ambition, his determination, and his smarts and my financing together, we would be a power couple. I knew what I was working with, So you can't just discard the man that ain't got the millions in their account, because the man with the 100,000 in the account might be exactly what you're looking for, and you might be able to get with him and get to the millionaire status. She ain't trying to do no work. She ain't trying to bring nothing to the table but her mouth and ass. That's basically all she trying to bring to the table. And Tanya was appalled when she said she would suck dick on the holidays and his birthday. Because from what we learned, she sucks dicks a lot. She gives Paul that mountain mouth all the time, honey. She does it regularly. And Nene say that's the reason why Paul probably ain't married her by now. And I had to say that I would agree. I would agree. That probably is why. Because, see, let me tell you something, ladies. A man is only going to invest in you as much as he needs to. Now, if a man is getting all the milk for free, why in the hell would he take the time out to purchase a cow? It's certain things that you should do as a girlfriend that you don't do until you become a wife. And sucking dick on demand is something that a wife does. A girlfriend shouldn't be doing that. Tanya, girl, I know you self-made and everything, but if you want this man to legitimize you, you need to stop being so free to do wifely duties or as a girlfriend or a fiance. I don't do no wifely duties in no girlfriend situation. If my job description is your girlfriend, it's certain things that you just simply ain't gonna be able to ask me to do. And sucking dick on demand is one of them. Now, moving right along. Nene gave some good advice on being in love and loving your mate and respecting one another. She made a point. Just because a man cheat don't mean that he don't always love you. It's a reason. And if y'all communication skills are on point, y'all will be able to pinpoint it and fix it. And Portia say, see, that's part of what I miss about my friendship with Nene. She always gave that good advice like a big sister to her little sister. So when they get to the place, immediately Portia is still feeling a way about how Kenya made Cynthia seemed so dumb and unknowledgeable and kicked her down basically at that lunch. She is immediately talking with the tour guy, big up in Cynthia for having a wine business over in ATL. And the man said he knew some people in ATL that he could possibly send Cynthia's way. So that's a connect, you know. Then he starts teaching how, you know, you taste the wine, you know, or how you to put it in your mouth, switch it around, and if you know get the flavor, smell it, and all of that shit. And if you want to, you can you know spit it out or swallow. Tanya immediately said she would swallow. She gonna be engaged for the rest of her damn life. That man ain't never gonna put a ring on it and sign some papers. He might put a ring on it, but it ain't gonna be the ring that go with the paperwork. Girl, stop telling the world that you is a big ass freak for this millionaire that ain't married you yet. I don't give a damn if you got millions of your own. If you add his millions to your millions, that's more millions, girl. Stop devaluing yourself by telling the world that you basically is this man's freakily. Portia said she's spitting the shit out. I said, I don't blame you, Portia. God damn it. He ain't wiped you up. And I don't know about your situation. You probably don't need to never swallow with him. But girl, I know, ooh, Tanya do too much. She do too much. Then he starts talking about the different wines and they take pictures. They help Cynthia with some wine ideas, and they take photos, and then they go look at more stuff. And Kenya ends up buying a few bottles of wine for Cynthia to take back to her winery, and that was nice. But bitch, that still does not compensate for how you made her feel and how that will look to all of us who was watching it across the world. That shade you was giving her, that still don't fix that. Now, Nene and Portia go off to talk, and Portia missing Nene, and she want to talk it out with her. Basically, because of the therapy, she realizes and values the friendship that she had with Nene. Portia explained that it was super hard because she was pregnant at first, and then after she had PJ, she had bad postpartum, and it was so deep. She was going through a lot when her and Nene fell out. And she felt like Nene just didn't care, and that made her mad. So she couldn't see forgiveness because she genuinely loved Nene, and she couldn't feel the love Nene supposed to have for her by the ugly things that she said. And I'm glad that Portia, although sometimes she do act like an airhead, she was able to articulate to Nene how she felt in that moment and why she reacted to the way she did. Nene did admit that Greg cancer scare, she was in a dark place and she felt alone. And, you know, they came to an understanding that they really did things and said things that they shouldn't have had done to each other. And moving forward, they are going to set boundaries that they plan to keep in order to keep the friendship alive. And I appreciated that because you have to do that sometimes. A lot of people don't understand. For real, a lot of people don't understand. If you genuinely care about somebody and y'all go through a nasty little breakup, if you truly ever valued that person, for one, that might be why you, okay, let me stop speaking around the bush about the shit. Let me just say it. When me and Spilly Boy fell out, the reason why I fought him so hard because that was the biggest hurt. Although the betrayal of the other one was very significant and hurtful to me, what hurted me to my in my Mimi false voice, what hit me in my core was my mentor and my friend. I never expected that. I didn't understand the space that he was in and the manipulation that was going on around him that would make him turn on me. And because I was so hurt, that's why I went at him so hard. That's why he's the one that I argued with. Notice I cut Sean out once or twice. Fuck him. He was small fresh. I was hurt the most by Spilly Boy, because that's my friend and that's the one I wanted to keep. And I know a lot of people down here on YouTube don't understand it, but you have to just accept what it is. Before I ever popped this camera on and y'all became aware of me, there was a Nika and Spiller Boy down over on his channel all the time. I have a huge respect for that man. And when me and him fell out, I was angry and I was hurt. And I was mad because I'm like, he's smarter than this. And it took me a minute to be able to get to a point where I could say to him, you know what? I don't feel that way. I don't hate you. I said I would never forgive him. He said the same thing about me. But when you really love and respect somebody and y'all really got a bond, eventually, if you give it some time does heal wounds, and you might be able to find yourself coming back to that person. And that's what we saw happen with Nene and Portia on that episode. The love was always there. It never stopped. I just got mad. Shit, nigga, you ain't gonna try me. You know what I'm saying? And it was just devastating. And to be honest with you, I know I loved him because I ain't never, ever let a motherfucker cuss me out before. Oh, hell to the now. I am the cussing queen. Trust and believe. But when you love somebody, you got a respect for them, it's hard for you to go hard that. It took me a minute. So he was able to get that first one off on me. But when I shook off the sting, I came back and cussed his motherfucking ass out. And then we did that back and forth thing. And then we finally realized after years like this shit ain't even that damn deep. I love your ass. And nigga, whether you ever say it in public or not, you love me. You know you love me. You act like it. Anyway. So they made up, child, and that was beautiful. Okay, that was beautiful. Candy tells Kenya that it was nice of her to buy Cynthia that wine, and they head on back on out. Let me see. I think I'm really the same one. Okay, Cynthia gave. They wind up going to this party, child. I think I done mixed up this shit. Hold on, y'all. And they had. So after they do that right there, y'all, Cynthia tell not Cynthia, Candy gives Kenya props for buying Cynthia that wine, and they head off to have fun. Now, child, while in Greece, they got so many cats, I don't understand. Did y'all see all them damn cats? Anyway, they get to this place, it's outdoors, it's cute. Portia tell Tanya that she got this idea. She wants to do a ruin party, but they gonna need the cooperation of the ladies, so they gonna bring that to them. Portia suggested it to the ladies. They do this ruin party where they basically put it on the table and fix any issues that are between them so that they can resolve it and never have it ruin their relationships with one another. Now, child, it was this black cat that just kept coming around. Nobody wants them around. Then this dog came up, and I was at this point tired of animals. I said, see, now this makes me rethink saying that maybe one day I want to go off to over there to the Greece, because I don't like all them damn cats. And then you're going to bring a mangy mud with it. Now, for you people that love animals, this ain't no disrespect. That one your dog on there, no way. So get out your feelings. But I just don't do animals like that, honey. My thing is, I had a reptile once, and I do fish. That's it. I don't do child, hell no. Then they get a call from Eva. She almost ready to have the baby. That excites them and everything. They hang over her. Candy noticed Portia and Nene's lashes missing, and she asked them what happened. Now they said they gonna talk about that there down to the ruin party, right? You could tell right away Kenya wasn't feeling the idea of this ruin party. She said Kenya, Portia and Nene made up in private. Actually, they made up in front of the public because all of us saw it. You just ain't seen it yet because you wasn't there. But when this played back like it did Sunday, you seen what happened. So that argument is dead. And the fact that you just simply, one, don't like nobody to take over because it's supposed to be you and Candy's situation, you got a problem with it. And then another thing you got a problem with, you don't like the fact that they're calling you the task to try to end something. You right now are so mad at Mark. You want to stay in that perpetual state of bitterness. And girl, ain't nobody trying to do that with you. So they pushing the issue. But everybody knew that you was mad about it. Now, when they get back to the house, they got everything set up together. They look and everything. So Tanya and Portia get their strategists together. Let ladies come. Portia thank Candy and Kenya for allowing them to take over for the night and explains how the game goes. Put a crown on the person's head you want to address them. Put the shit to rest. move on. Okay. So Portia started off. She spoke about her and Nene and said that they basically came back together again. Of course, negative Kenya is all talking about this. She just being a miserable bitch in this episode. She talking about she heard the horrible things that Nene said toward Portia, and she can't believe that Portia fell for the BS. No, bitch. What it is she's tired. They both put on their big girl panties and decided that their relationship and their friendship was bigger than that argument that they had. They apologized and set boundaries, bitch, so that they can move on and preserve their energy and their friendship. Something your ass could do if you would just let it go. Girl, I really don't like Kenya and this energy and this attitude. Now, I've been die hard with her, but I don't like no dark ass cloud, honey. She's the prime example of misery, truly loving company. Cynthia gave the crown to Kenya and brought up the fact that she felt shaded by Kenya at that lunch and how it made her feel. Kenya said she was being silly and she apologized to Kenya for making her feel away. Nene wasn't satisfied. She said, see, Kenya, you held me to the carpet and I was just as close, if not closer than her. You need to let her know. So basically, Nene got in Kenya's ass, told her that she was a big ass bully, added bitch on it, and asked her if you don't like it, what you gonna do? Baby, Kenya wasn't prepared. She asked Nene why she called her bitch. Nene said, still, what you gonna do? I did it. She said she may bully the other girls, but never ever would she do it to Nene Leaks. And she mean that. So Cynthia wanted to put the crown on Nene head, and Nene said she ain't got shit to say to Kenya. She said, Kenya said, you had so much to say during me and Cynthia. Why not? Nene stuck to her words that she had no words for Kenya. So Kenya said that's why she had to grovel to the other girls for their friendships again. And Nene said, okay, but still you a bully and I got no words. And so she calls her bipolar. Nene says, oh, you bipolar too, bitch. Trust and believe. You so bipolar, that's why your husband left. And at this point, the ladies is trying to calm the waters, but Nene said hell to the no. She said Mark couldn't take Kenya or Ken, and he packed up his nose ring and twirled on out the marriage, honey. Kenya feels Nene was fake now because she getting her ass about how she behaved on this trip. She feel like when they first got there, Nene was trying to be nice to her. It was all fake. That's why she didn't fall for it. I don't think she was being fake. I just think she was trying to offer you an olive branch, and your stank ass attitude was in more better effect, and it stopped y'all from being able to come to a resolution. Besides, both of y'all are petty as hell, and y'all simply don't like each other. Okay. She said it was disgusting the way Nene was calling her all kinds of bitches and letting her have it about her husband not wanting her bad body implants to the booty. The lady still trying to calm the waters. Kenya did apologize to Tanya after they calmed down some for what she said. She also said she was hurt that Tanya never apologized to her for the wig thing. Tanya said she didn't feel sorry because Kenya deliberately brought that cookie lady there to try to smear her man, and it was wrong. But never ever would she have tried to attack her family or her brand. And she felt like Kenya did that, but she's sorry for everything that went down. She just wasn't sorry for the wig situation because it wasn't that big of a deal. Child, Nene was still on one, calling the girl bitches, telling her she fake and whatnot. And Kenya basically was saying, Nene exposing herself. She don't care. Baby, Nene wasn't really able to do nothing with Nene's mouth. She really couldn't. And normally I would be upset because when they calmed down and moved on to Tanya and stuff, I felt like, if this situation hadn't been like it was from the onset of this episode, I would say Nene was putting 20 on 10. But bitch, when you start coming for me and you think I'm gonna be quiet because these people telling me to shut up, I'm gonna keep on talking. I'm gonna get everything I gotta say at you. Now I would have been throwing no peanuts or nothing at her like Nene was doing, but that's the pettiness of this show. All I can say as we end is simply this: Kenya, I love you by the pounds and the ounces, but girl, you really are bitter in this showing. This man has hurt you and embarrassed you on national TV. And instead of you taking that energy that you got for him and exuding it out on him, you taking it out on these women. Namely, you taking it out on Cynthia right now. And then you don't have to do that, because when the chips were down for you before, and I'm sure if they're down for you now, Cynthia has been your backbone. Don't let your bitterness and hatred for how this man made you feel make you act a fool. Now, see, this review done went way too long, child. I did not expect to talk this long. I apologize, but y'all, this how it used to be, child. That's why I like to get on that Spreaker and get it done so I can be done talking and you guys ain't got to be bored. I apologize for that. But anyway, girl, that's it. That's all I got to say on this episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all jump down in the panty section. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this entire situation. Miss Griffin, I got online today on camera because I know me and you like to get deep with this Real Housewives, so I want to be able for you to be able to see me, girl. So this review was simply for you, really, and anybody else that may have been wanting to see me on camera and hear what I had to say about Sunday night's Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's it. That's all. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate the video. Ratings get me recognized on these YT streets. Comment down below in the panty. Let me know what you think about everything that went down on the Real Housewives of Atlanta this last Sunday. If you have not subscribed to my channel here or my bonus channel, Lady Nyca Live, please subscribe to that channel as well. The link for the second channel will always appear in the description box below the title of the video. Subscribe. Go over there and subscribe, child. Tap your notification bell buttons on both of the channels so that each and every time I drop a pre-recorded video or go live from either channel, you guys should get a notification and you can come over and join in the conversation. You guys have a great remainder to your Tuesday night. Again, I apologize for the late upload, but I will see you guys. Hopefully, if I can get up in time enough, I'll be on for the morning brew. If not, I'll see you on the next upload, honey. Y'all have a good night. Peace.